Did you know that a mineral found in common chalk could be a key to unlocking relief for chronic digestive issues, persistent anxiety, and that draining fatigue that just won't quit? Welcome. I'm Professor Obaidus Sattar, and over 2 decades in clinical practice have shown me the profound potential of remedies that often exist outside mainstream awareness. I understand skepticism towards homeopathy. I encountered it myself. But today we're going to meticulously decode Magnesium Carbonicum, a remedy derived from a simple mineral, yet with complex and powerful applications. By the end of our time together, you'll gain a clear understanding of how Magnesium Carbonicum is prepared, what makes its action unique, and how to recognize its telltale signs in yourself or your loved ones when seeking natural anxiety relief, solutions for digestive distress, or considering homeopathy for families. You'll truly understand its benefits.
Magnesium carbonicum begins its journey not in a factory, but as natural magnesium carbonate, a mineral carefully sourced for its purity. The transformation into a homeopathic remedy is a meticulous process, distinct from conventional pharmaceutical methods. First, the raw material is subjected to trituration, a rigorous grinding with lactose. This step is crucial. It makes the otherwise insoluble magnesium carbonate soluble, creating what's known as the mother tincture. Following trituration comes the process of potentization. This involves serial dilution in a liquid base, typically water or alcohol. After each dilution, the mixture is subjected to succussion, a vigorous rhythmic shaking. This succussion is believed to transfer and amplify the energetic properties of the original substance. The final product is available in various potencies, reflecting the number of dilution and succussion steps performed, most commonly ranging from the 3rd to the 30th potency, as noted in traditional texts.
So what gives Magnesium Carbonicum its unique footprint in the homeopathic world? At its core, this remedy is deeply intertwined with a profound feeling of being forsaken or lacking essential care and nourishment. It's an archetype often described as embodying the essence of an orphan, not necessarily literally, but feeling this on a deep, internal level. When we look at how it compares to remedies with similar names like Magnesia muriatica, we see distinct differences. While both are magnesium-based and address digestive issues, Magnesia muriatica often focuses on liver complaints and symptoms that tend to manifest on the right side of the body. Magnesium carbonicum, however, has a stronger affinity for left-sided neuralgias and symptoms driven by that underlying acidity and nervous exhaustion. It's that specific emotional undercurrent of feeling unsupported that often points towards Magnesium carbonicum.
It felt like I was constantly trying to keep all the plates spinning. I'd handle everything myself, never wanting to burden anyone. But my stomach would knot up after meals, and I developed this crushing fatigue that no amount of sleep could fix. All my medical tests came back normal, which just made me feel like I was imagining it.
Jane's experience beautifully illustrates the mind-body connection that Magnesium carbonicum so often addresses. People needing this remedy frequently appear independent and reserved, capable on the surface, but internally, they can harbor profound, even causeless anxiety, particularly fearing harm or abandonment by loved ones. This deep-seated worry can lead to sleeplessness and contributes to that feeling of being utterly drained, even after rest. The physical symptoms often mirror this internal state of overwhelm and suppressed emotion. When does Magnesium carbonicum step in for everyday wellness? It shines in addressing gastrointestinal issues marked by significant acidity. Think sour eructations, bloating after eating, and that quite distinctive green frothy diarrhea, often described as resembling frog pond scum, which frequently follows dairy consumption. But its action isn't limited to digestion. It's equally effective for neuralgic pains, those sharp shooting sensations that typically affect the left side of the face and worsen at night. Interestingly, these pains often improve with motion, which is why you might find someone needing this remedy pacing to find relief. This left-sided neuralgic pain is particularly noted in toothaches, especially during pregnancy.
For women, Magnesium carbonicum addresses irregular menstruation with a truly peculiar symptom. The flow is often late, scanty, dark and pitch-like, and uniquely occurs only at night or when lying down, ceasing completely when walking. It's considered particularly valuable during pregnancy for those specific toothaches that temporarily improve with a sip of cold water, but worsen afterward. The remedy can also support during uterine and climacteric disorders, addressing the feeling of being worn out and emotionally drained.
For men, while not exclusively an athletic remedy, Magnesium Carbonicum can aid in recovery from physical overexertion, particularly addressing deep muscle cramps, fatigue, and those unexplained neuralgic pains that might follow strenuous activity. It can also help with stress-related indigestion and a fear of failure at work.
Women often report a sense of restored balance, not just physically with menstrual symptoms, but also emotionally, experiencing improved regulation during hormonal shifts. It can address heavy periods with clotting and cramps relieved by warmth.
And for our younger ones, this remedy can be quite transformative for children who seem puny or sickly, especially when they exhibit that trademark sour body odor that persists even after bathing. It's also indicated for those who struggle with focus, perhaps due to underlying anxiety or a feeling of not getting enough attention. They might also be picky eaters, avoiding vegetables, and prone to night terrors. How do you know if Magnesium Carbonicum truly matches the unique picture of symptoms? Look for these peculiar and often confirmatory signs, that unmistakable sour smell emanating not just from the mouth or stomach but from the entire body, the sweat, the breath, the stools. Green, watery, often frothy stools with a distinctive appearance resembling frog pond scum. Tooth pain that strangely feels better when walking around or temporarily by applying something cold like ice, though it may worsen afterward. The peculiar menstrual flow that uniquely ceases when walking, occurring only at night or when lying down. Feeling more exhausted upon waking in the morning than you did before going to sleep. A notable craving for fruits, acids, and even unusual things like chalk, and a clear aggravation of symptoms in cold, damp weather, and very typically at night.
Understanding how Magnesium Carbonicum interacts with other remedies can be helpful. Calcarea carbonica, for instance, is often considered a complementary remedy, meaning it may work well before or after Magnesium Carbonicum, particularly in more chronic conditions. Chamomilla can also enhance Magnesium Carbonicum's effect, especially when irritability and neuralgic pain are prominent. On the other hand, certain substances are known to potentially antidote or counteract the effects of Magnesium Carbonicum. These include Arsenicum album and Mercurius solubilis. It's also generally understood that strong aromatic substances like camphor and menthol, as well as coffee, alcohol, and strong spices, can interfere with the action of homeopathic remedies.
Given its wide symptom picture, it's easy to confuse Magnesium Carbonicum with other remedies. Let's clarify by distinguishing it from a couple of commonly mistaken ones using a simple comparison. First, let's compare Magnesium Carbonicum with pulsatilla, another remedy often associated with a forsaken feeling. Key symptom: seeking consolation and sympathy. Magnesium Carbonicum. Patients tend to repress their emotions and avoid asking for help despite feeling unsupported. Pulsatilla. Patients actively desire and seek out consolation and sympathy, feeling much better when they receive it. Key symptom: symptom changeability. Magnesium Carbonicum. Symptoms and the underlying emotional state are often more fixed and persistent. Pulsatilla. Symptoms tend to be changeable and shifting, sometimes rapidly. Key symptom: emotional expression. Magnesium Carbonicum tends towards emotional repression and appearing reserved. Pulsatilla, often emotionally expressive, tearful, and may cry easily. Now let's look at chamomilla, which shares some irritability and neuralgic pain aspects. Key symptom: irritability and anger. Magnesium Carbonicum can have underlying irritability and sensitivity due to exhaustion and feeling overwhelmed, but often suppresses it. Chamomilla, markedly irritable, angry, and often inconsolable, particularly in children. They may lash out or be very demanding. Key symptom: stool appearance, children. Magnesium Carbonicum, green, watery, frothy stools resembling frog pond scum. Chamomilla often has yellowish-green stools that may look like chopped eggs or spinach.
I was trying to be everything to everyone, balancing work, 2 young kids, and running a household. Despite getting a full 8 hours of sleep, I felt utterly drained. My digestion was a constant mess, bloating after every meal, that awful sourness. The breaking point came when my doctor found nothing physically wrong, but I knew something profound wasn't right.
Sarah's situation is a classic picture that can point to Magnesium Carbonicum, physically exhausted, yet finding no relief in rest, carrying enormous responsibility, while wrestling with that deep-seated feeling of being unsupported. After starting the remedy under professional guidance, her energy gradually returned, her digestion normalized, and that persistent feeling of being overwhelmed finally began to lift. It was a true catalyst for transformation for her. Let's recap the core insights into this remarkable remedy. Magnesium carbonicum is a potent ally for digestive issues, particularly those marked by acidity, sourness, and the characteristic green, frothy stools. It excels at addressing stomachs affected by emotional stress. It's uniquely effective for individuals who feel unsupported or abandoned, yet continue carrying heavy responsibilities, leading to nervous exhaustion and anxiety. Identifying its key signs, like the sour body odor, the specific menstrual pattern, and the aggravation of symptoms at night and in cold, damp weather, is crucial for proper application. If you recognize yourself or a loved one in this detailed profile, I strongly encourage you to consider consulting with a professional homeopath. They are trained to assess the complete individual picture and determine if magnesium carbonicum might be the appropriate remedy to support your journey towards greater wellness. Important disclaimer. The information provided in this video is for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace professional medical advice. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider or a licensed homeopathic practitioner for any health concerns, or before making any decisions related to your health or treatment. Homeopathic remedies should be individualized and administered under professional guidance. Claims regarding homeopathic medicines are based on traditional homeopathic practice and have not been evaluated by regulatory bodies for safety and efficacy. If you found this deep dive into magnesium carbonicum valuable, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into homeopathy decoded, understanding these powerful natural remedies for modern wellness. I'm Professor Obaidus Sattar, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session.